Hi, my name is Bun, and I'm the current host of Multispace. Originally, I came as a trauma holder. I'm not going to get into that. I age with the body, so currently, as of recording, I'm 18 years old. My picture, you might have noticed, is different from the others. I kind of drew them all at the same time, and then mine was a little bit last minute, so that's why it looks different. Anyway, I don't have a specific name, and I actually prefer that people use different names for me, like, all the time. It's just more comfortable for me. I go by Bun or Unknown. I also go by Rabbit. Sometimes you'll hear people refer to me as Bunny, but that's only people who have specific permission, so don't call me that if I haven't given you specific permission. I'm age regressed, because I do that. I go by Uni, just to shake things up, I guess. I am agnostic when it comes to religion, so I don't have any specific beliefs in the world. I do believe in spirits, but that's about all you're gonna get from me as far as belief in anything goes. I don't talk to people too much, but now that I'm host, obviously I talk to people more than I used to. I used to not talk to anybody, because I do get socially anxious from time to time, but now I do talk to people a lot more since I've taken over host. That's kind of part of the job. I also used to be really bad at spelling, but I've gotten a lot better at that. But there still might be quite a bit of typos, especially if emotions are running high, whether those be negative or positive. I just tend to get more typos when my emotions are higher. I'm a big fan of psychological thrillers and weird horror stuff. You'll see me reading things by Junji Ito, H.P. Lovecraft, though I don't support him, obviously, but he's dead, so. I'm also a big fan of stuff like Killing Stalking, for example. I don't ship the characters. I just think it's a good psychological horror. There's a lot of other psychological horrors that I like. A Cure to Wellness comes to mind. Pet was a good movie. I really enjoyed watching You and The Handmaid's Tale. Those are two shows that I need to catch up on, but they're both really good. I recommend those. So you kind of see where I'm getting at, where my general interests are. I like really dark stuff, really twisted, weird things. I also really like drawing, particularly with vent art. I think vent art is a really helpful tool for somebody who has a lot of mental disorders and stuff like that. I think that anybody who can utilize it should, but I won't be posting any of that publicly, just because it's personal, and I don't think other people need to see it, so you don't need to worry about me, putting triggers out there or anything. Speaking of triggers, I don't really have any of my own, but please remember to keep generally triggering topics out of chat. I do have a list and everything in our rules, in case you don't know what that really refers to. Other than that, I like music. Super underrated, but also very triggering, is Bowie Bugs, or Baby Bugs. I'm not sure which one they're currently going by, but their music is really good. I also really like Jasmine Bean and Melanie Martinez. Started off as a pretty good band, but I'm not as invested in them, I guess. Just music in general like that. Sadder, more weird, alternative stuff. Kind of like my taste in media, really. I'm not all like that, though. I do like my stuffed animals. I think those are cool. I collect them, particularly from Plushy Dreadfuls. They're kind of horror-based stuffed animals, but I think they look really cool, and I like having them around. I'm not ashamed to admit that I own lots of stuffed animals, and that I like having them around me. Probably more than the average adult, but you know what? We all have things with our inner child that we need to heal, and if that's what makes me happy, that's what I'm gonna do. I also like soft textures. You'll always see me, like, cuddled up under something. I also like reading manga. Again, like I said, Killing Stalking is one of my favorites. I also like Junji Ito. Said that before too. Tomy, in particular, is one of my favorites from him. I love Mike and Ike's. Those are my favorite candy. I also like pretty much anything vanilla, vanilla scented, vanilla flavored, anything like that. I am going to eat it. Powdered donuts, those are really good. I'm gonna get on a food tangent now. Moving on, I would like to introduce a couple extra rules, just for my chat specifically. If you talk bad about media in a way that isn't criticizing it, like, oh, this media contains XYZ topics, therefore it's automatically bad, I don't really want you in my chat. I consume a lot of media that has dark topics, and if you don't want to hear about them and you're going to, like, shit on them, then you really shouldn't, like, be interacting with me specifically. Just, I don't want to upset anybody, and I don't want to constantly have to worry about what interests I'm talking about. You probably got that from me talking about what my interests already are, but just in case you didn't, please don't, like, trigger yourself or come into my stream wanting me to not consume certain media. Talking about problematic nature of media is totally a different story. I think it's very important to address what is problematic in media and how media portrays certain things, but just saying, oh, this topic isn't it, therefore it's bad. Other than that, yeah, I have pretty much just the normal kinds of rules, just the normal rules that are part of our chat rules system-wide. I do want to say, this isn't necessarily a rule, but getting too much, like, comfort and, like, compliments and stuff makes me feel kind of weird sometimes, so don't overdo it with that if you're gonna do it at all. It's just not something that I'm very comfortable with, so I'd rather people just not be, like, doting on me or trying to, like, take care of me or something like that. I don't know the people that are going to be watching us, so I'm just not comfortable with that kind of treatment from somebody that I'm not already extremely close to. I'm trying to think of anything else I can say. My favorite color is blue. I like navy blue or light blue, cyan, pretty much anything that is on the, like, softer side. I also really like Sanrio. Cinnamoroll is my favorite. I can tell you a little bit more about some of my fandoms, or things that I'm interested in, I guess. I'm not really, like, super involved in any fandoms. Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared is a big one. Really love that series. I definitely prefer the web version to the show, but both are good. I also like Husband Hotel and Hell of a Boss. Angel Dust is one of my favorite characters ever. I watch a lot of, like, just horror shows and horror movies in general. Oh, Corpse Party. Corpse Party is, like, my favorite anime. It's tied with Higurashi. So yeah, I do consume, like, gory media sometimes too. Typically, it's, like, in, like, anime and cartoons and stuff, though. I don't mind gore, but I'm just, like, not super drawn to it. I also like the dark magical girl thing. I don't really know if that's, like, considered a drama or if it's a trope, but, like, PMMM, Magical Girl Raising Project, anything that takes, like, really cute characters and puts them in just awful dark situations, I tend to gravitate towards that, especially if they have, like, magical powers and stuff involved too. I also like BL. Not necessarily just like the adult kind, but just BL romances in general. I like guys, so I'm gonna go towards that, obviously. Shit, I forgot to say my pronouns earlier. My pronouns are he, him, if you couldn't get that from the picture. I do look and sound kind of androgynous, so yeah, I go by he, him. I'm a guy. I also like playing video games, again, mostly horror, specifically mostly horror RPG games, like Alice Mare, Mad Father, Corpse Party again, Miseo. All of those are great games, and I'm slightly obsessed with them. Just kind of play a lot of those. I also like watching VTubers a lot, obviously. We're becoming a VTuber for a reason. Ninja Sanji is definitely my favorite, but I also watch Shoto, Iron Mouse. I've watched some other indies here and there, but those are like my mains. Fox Akuma is definitely my favorite. He's like a Kamiyoshi. Is that how you say your favorite Oshi? Yeah, he's very cool. Other than that, yeah, I like creepypastas, but I like reading them, like creepypasta, no sleep, anything like that. Short horror is something that I really like, especially if it's like an indie writer who is just kind of stepping into it. I love seeing works from people who are just getting started because they are very underrated and they deserve a lot more credit than they're given most of the time. I also really like ARGs, so Mandela Catalog. I can't think of any others right now, but there's a lot that I follow. Don't know why none of them are coming to my head. There's one alien one that was really good, but it was on Twitter. Can't remember what that was called, but that one was really good. And the Walton Files? Is that the right name for that? Hold on. Yeah, the Walton Files. I love that series too. I really hope they come out with more of that because that series was really good. Other than that, yeah, if you have any questions for me, feel free to put them down in the comments below. I'll talk some more about myself. I'm not the best at doing that. I kind of just want to hop on and make content. So I hope that I gave enough information that it isn't weird. Who knows, maybe it was like a total ramble fest, but I hope you at least enjoyed listening and learned a little bit about me. Again, comments are open, and I'll see you guys on debut.